Joining Oregon's public workforce makes us part of Local 503 of the Service Employees International Union, a dynamic alliance of 2 million workers across North America. SEIU is a democratic, member-run union dedicated to promoting quality public services, serving the interests of workers on the job and in our communities, reaching out to organize unrepresented workers, and improving the lives of working families everywhere. The 45,000 members of SEIU 503 touch the lives of every Oregonian. Maintaining roads, protecting children, preserving the environment, caring for seniors and people with disabilities, and providing more than 500 other vital services.
I'm Linda Bergen, president of SEIU Local 503. The workers who started our union in 1943 would be proud of the range of quality services provided by the members you are about to meet. And they'd be amazed at what we've won in collective bargaining, salary steps, paid health care, secure retirement, and a voice on the job and in the legislature. None of those gains have come without hard work and tough fights. Preserving and building on them will require diligence and resolve in the workplace, the political arena, and through organizing workers. And that is where you come in. Please join Local 503 as soon as you can.
Like those who started our union in 1943, Cam McGinnis is a highway worker from Eastern Oregon. Cam volunteers on organizing campaigns because he understands we will lose ground unless all workers have a union voice.
First and foremost, the union helps folks right where they work. I would advise all employees to have a copy of the contract, to know where it's available online. If you have a good shop steward, when there's things that aren't right going on, the shop steward will say something. That's the union. We are the union. We are the face of the union. We're responsible for ourselves, and the union is a mechanism for us to take responsibility for ourselves and our safety and our working conditions.
Lisa Kimbrough, a human services case manager in Eugene, learned firsthand that SEIU 503 can make a difference.
I joined the union the day that I signed my contract with the state to become an employee. I have people to go to if I'm not sure if I'm being treated fairly in the workplace. I wasn't getting the pay that everybody else was in doing the job that I was doing. So I went to a union steward. She filed a grievance for me. We presented it forward, and I ended up getting $1,500 back pay.
Teresa Arndt, who works at the Employment Department in Salem, was there in 1995 when members voted to strike rather than take a pay cut, and again in 2009 when we marched with allies to preserve services.
To see how the organizing that was done on the outside impacted the bargaining on the inside was just astounding. And we had support from the citizens, we had support from the people that we served, we had support from our management. It made me really see how negotiation can have a big impact on what happens to you in the workplace. Individually, we have very little power, but together as a union, we have enough power to move a very large agency. But it isn't just the union is us.
The union gives us all a voice, and as Victoria Tolson discovered, bargaining is just the beginning. Victoria works at a Portland nonprofit drug treatment facility that depends on county funds.
I've learned what's a privilege and what's a right. You know, I've learned the difference. We'd have to go in and eat lunch with the clients or, monitor the kitchen. And so we weren't able to take a lunch break, and after our last bargaining session, we talked about it. And then when we brought it to the bargaining table, then things changed. The most important part was to be able to stand up and to ask for what was needed, to be able to speak for the members. A lot of times the people, they can't speak for themselves, so I've learned how to do that. I've learned how to stand up. I went to Multnomah County budget hearings to talk to the commissioners about keeping funds in CODA. A couple other members joined together and went and talked with the commissioners, and I think that helped a lot because it let them know that continued funding for the program would help other people and that somebody cared.
Lobbying for support can take many forms. In Ashland, Southern Oregon University computer technician Bob Sexton found a friendly and influential state legislator.
My first involvement with the union was going to this vague, unknown, entity that in my mind was the union, asking for help. And I began to realize that it wasn't that outside entity, it was ourselves. It was our involvement that was key. You can't expect everybody to be looking out for your interests. Living in Peter Buckley's district, I've been able to contact him, to come to him with specific issues at our work site. He's listened very closely. He cared who we were and what we had to say.
Electing worker-friendly candidates matters. After the Beaverton mayor flaunted his disrespect for employees, members like city planner Lee Crabtree had an answer: change mayors.
Stepping up and just going to a union meeting and being informed, and then finding the place to put your voice forward is very powerful. During contract negotiations, the negative attitude of the previous mayor really showed its true colors. The negotiating team would go in, and the management representation at the table would be no, 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 and it wasn't a good two-way conversation. We felt that there was enough of not only a union and staff push, but a community push to get somebody new into office. So we all came together to make that happen. Having a new mayor has been a very positive change in City Hall. Just having that open channel allows us to at least air things out and come to solutions.
How important is union involvement? Ben McKenna watched the Oregon Youth Authority close his facility in Burns once and vowed to keep it from happening again.
I really do feel that if it wasn't for the union, sometimes we wouldn't be able to have what we have, which is, the good benefits and the a little bit better pay and more respect as far as the managers. I think they would have gotten us shut down if it hadn't been for the union. I didn't want to be, that little sheep that just basically laid over. I wanted to be one of the ones that, jumped out there and, made the phone calls, made the trips, delivered the letters. I think in 1 month I'd come over to Salem 4 times. I hand-delivered letters just because I felt that I wanted to make sure that those letters got to where they were. And there was always the opportunity that I might actually meet the person I was giving the letter to. If we don't communicate with the people that we vote in and let them know how we feel and, need to have them do their jobs, then we're really just sitting back doing nothing.
Ben and other members could do something because we have a union. Your first step toward a good contract is becoming a member. All represented employees pay their fair share for negotiating and maintaining your contract. Joining doesn't cost extra, but helps us get more because a strong and engaged membership can bargain better contracts and take a more active role in our future. In addition, your voluntary contributions to our political arm, CAPE, Citizen Action for Public Education, allows us to win ballot measure fights, elect worker-friendly candidates, and hold politicians accountable.
Please join Local 503 as soon as you can. And don't forget to check the box for CAPE. Your contribution can qualify for a state tax credit.
Every member of our local should be a member of CAPE. Whether you care for politics or not, politics determines where we work, how we work, what resources we have to do the work.
I know firsthand the impact CAPE can have.
Please join CAPE because one of these days, most likely your job is going to depend on it.
Fair pay, affordable health care, secure retirement, a voice on the job and in the legislature. Together we make that happen through SEIU Local 503. Please fill out your membership application today and join us in securing a better tomorrow for all of us and all the Oregonians we so proudly serve.